Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton. Dr. Donald Morton is an award-winning social entrepreneur known for his innovative social solutions.
Based on this fatherhood and manhood issue in droves, in incredibly large numbers. And I felt it necessary for someone to have a voice like yourself to do the work of restoring men in our society. And I've been doing that work ever since.
His latest solution is expressed as the CEO of ReManned.
So ReManned, the nonprofit, is about helping brothers that are coming out of prison, brothers that are dealing with child support, brothers that are the most marginalized of our communities, helping them with their character and the institutions that impact them. And then the LLC, our for-profit arm, is really attempting to address the CEOs and CFOs and entrepreneurs and people like that say, look, I got issues too as a black man. My issues are a bit different because I'm in the C-suite. And how it plays out in the C-suite is very different than how it plays out on the block and those brothers that are coming out of re-entry. But here's a deal. All of us the same, for real, for real.
Dr. Morton is the former executive director of the Complexities of Color Coalition. As executive director of the coalition, he worked to congregate Wilmington, Delaware's African-American community in order to create comprehensive strategy to influence institutions, policies, and laws. Dr. Morton has over 25 years of experience in African-American community leadership. ReManned is deeply personal. While he's glad that thousands of men are on this journey with him, it was started because he needed liberation. He was broken and bound, and he was fighting to put his life back together after divorce, infidelity, business challenges, bankruptcy, and a life destroyed by being the worst liar ever. Yes, Dr. Morton was a liar until he faced himself and proved his signature science, the character arc. Then and only then was he ready to lead men to learn and live the science of being ReManned.
People, listen, good morning to y'all. Yeah, 10 o'clock in the morning. This fortunately will not be a 7-hour day. This will be a 55-minute day that we will have, but not at all to disparage the phenomenal day that we had on this past Saturday. When I say that it was phenomenal, I'm telling you it was absolutely phenomenal. I'm Donald Morton. I'm the Chief Visionary Officer for ReManned. And at ReManned, we are a coaching and consulting firm specializing in personal leadership development for adult Black males who are attempting to interrupt patterns and disrupt behaviors, break the vicious cycles of missed potential so that they master life, leadership, and legacy. Alongside of me today, as he is every Monday and every day, is Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the impact builder. And good morning to you, Black man. I didn't know whether I needed to text you, whether or not you were just waking up, whether or not you were eating breakfast. But good morning to you, man. How are you this morning?
Bro, you know what I was thinking about this morning, because I saw the child and I was like, ooh, I gotta make sure I get in. But you remember the movie, The Five Heartbeats?
Yes.
Remember when Eddie came to see where he comes running on stage and he grabs the mic and he starts singing? that was me. That was me this morning. Oh!
Is there a heart in the house tonight?
A heart in the house tonight. Absolutely.
Your answer
I
is,
was Eddie Kane
is
running on the
there,
stage as well.
is there a heart in the house tonight? Stand up!
Bro, that is one of my all-time favorite movies, man.
I
And
will
and
watch it.
uh, yeah, one of my all-time favorite. And the thing is, and I think I told you this before, when the movie was out, I was in college and I was working at the movie theater down in Salisbury, Maryland, and I could have seen it for free and did not see it. I
Wow.
kicked myself every single day. I'm
Yeah.
like, when I finally saw it, I was like, I cannot believe I did not go see this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it is one of the greatest to me. It's a classic, of course, but
It is.
it's one of my all time favorite movies, man.
It is.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
it is. So I want to say to everyone, good morning to y'all. Lala says, good morning, fam. Saturday
Good
was a
morning.
huge success. Congratulations to you both. Thank you, babe. Appreciate that. It really was a major success. And we
Yeah,
just
yeah,
really
yeah.
wanted today just kind of spend some time recapping over
Mhm.
some of the major points and things that happened. I want to find out from those of you that are on Lala and those that are coming on as we kind of unfold today what the major moments were for you, right? What were your takeaways? Um, and also just kind of talk to everyone about where we go from here. That Saturday was the launching. It wasn't the culmination. It was the launching. We used five. The number five, Leroy, I'm sure you already know this. Number five is the number of grace, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't know. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah. The
Okay,
number five is the
okay,
number of grace. It is the
okay.
spiritual number for grace. And when
Mm,
we talk about grace, we're really talking about, yes, unmerited favor, but we're also talking about grace being an empowerment. And I think what
mm,
happened on this past Saturday was that we were empowered to go forward. We were really graced to move forward, favored to move forward. And I just think, man, that Saturday, June 1st, which is Remand Day in the state of Delaware, uh, I want to just publicly acknowledge just how phenomenal that day was. Um, from every guest, we had guests, Leroy, up and down the spectrum, right? It wasn't just Remand men. We had Remand men, obviously, that were speaking, but we had government officials that were speaking. We had candidates that were speaking. We had businessmen that were speaking. We had men who are business owners that were speaking. And can I tell you that it was by far, I think Lala will agree with this, it was by far the dopest one that we've had so far. It just really, really was. Leroy, if I were to ask you, man, what about yesterday, or not yesterday, but Saturday? What about Saturday was special, bro? What about Saturday hit home for you?
No, what hit me not just about Saturday, bro, but just about Remand being 5 years strong, and shout out to you, bro, for
Oh, I
walking
appreciate that.
in your assignment, walking in your anointing. And that's what stands out to me, that Remand is something that is different. It's not like everything else that's out here, and it stands out. Just as Saturday stood out, it's Remand stands out, and that was a reflection to me. Saturday was a reflection of how it stands out. You, where else have you ever seen a platform and an organization that brings on candidates from government, that brings on officials from government officials, those that are running and those that are in position? Where else can you go where an organization is discussing issues that specifically deal with black men? I don't know. I don't know. I've seen anywhere else. I can't think of another platform. I couldn't think of another organization that is doing what Remand is doing. Like I said, we know that there's some variations of it. So,
Absolutely.
we give
Absolutely.
kudos to those organizations that are doing what they do. But specifically, and you are unashamedly about it. We
Yeah.
are, I'm gonna say you are,
Yeah.
we are unashamedly for an organization for and about
Yeah.
adult black men. There's
Yeah.
nobody else that says that. There's
Yeah.
nobody else that will say that.
Yeah.
And that's the premise of what we come from, where we come from, and that's what made Saturday special. Is
Yeah.
that we are at a time, we are in a place where we stand up and we stand out because of that very thing.
Yeah.
And for those that might have missed it, I think you still have it available. Is the replay available on Facebook here? And I don't know if
Yeah.
I believe it's on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
You gotta go watch it. You got to go watch it. You can watch it in phrases because
Yeah.
it's you ain't
Yes,
gonna
long.
have to,
Yeah,
you ain't
it's
gonna have to
long.
binge watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gonna have to binge watch. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's long.
But this is something that you can watch in phases. But it is vital to every single thing that's happening, what's going on in this world today.
Yeah.
I promise you. I
Yeah.
promise you. So that's what, bro. That's what stood out to me about Saturday. It was a special day, having all of the different dynamics that we had,
Yeah.
those that came and spoke.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a beautiful day. It
Yeah.
was a beautiful day. I was honored and proud to be a part of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I
Yeah.
stuck my chest out a little bit, like Sean Black man. You know what I'm
You should. You should. And simply
saying?
because look, it's I actually asked you this during Remand Day, right? That we have an enjoyable time. You and I, we come on here, we laugh, we clown.
Right, right.
Um, just because that's our, like, we're brothers for real, right? This isn't anything fake about Leroy and I. We clown for real. You have witnessed us clown on here for real. You've witnessed us argue on here for real. We
Yes,
are we
sir.
are
Yes,
brothers
sir.
for
Yes,
real,
sir.
right? And what makes our relationship magical is I think it is a real good reflection of what Remand is about. Leroy and I disagree vehemently about several things, and we agree passionately about several things. But this is what you'll never find. You're never going to find us fall out. We ain't gonna fall out. He has a heart to see men win. What we share is a heart to see men win, right? And the truth is, both of us have effective ways of being able to make that happen. Um, but he is such an intricate part of the work that we do. I'm proud that he is the COO of Remand. Um, and I've never said this, Leroy. I'll say it today. One of the things that every founder has on his heart, right, is what happens if tomorrow my heart stops beating? I was just watching a movie called Game Change. If you guys have not watched the movie Game Change, it's a movie about, it's kind of like a biopic of Sarah Palin when she
Okay,
was
that's a great
when she
say.
was
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, right. And one of the commentators said what is scary is that Sarah Palin was 172-year-old's heartbeat stopping away from being president, right?
Hmm.
And the truth is, if something, God forbid, happens to me, those of you that know I'm up working out every single day. I eat as properly as I can. And so I don't plan on going out of here anytime soon. But we are preparing Remand to be well taken care of beyond Donald Morton. Leroy is next in charge. We're raising up individuals to be next in charge after him, right? So that this lives. This is not about Donald Morton, and it will never be about Donald Morton. This is about the fact that I'm not my brother's keeper. I am my brother. This is about a man, Donald Morton, who has been married, divorced, and married again. This is about a former teenage father, right, who didn't do teenage fatherhood well. This is about a man who had to file bankruptcy and recovered from bankruptcy. This is about a man who had prostate cancer and lives 10 years cancer free. This is about a man who has a great marriage today to a wonderful woman, right? This is about a business that is thriving in with ReManned. So I say all of those things to say to every brother who suggests, man, I just want to give up. You can't give up, because I didn't give up. When my mom was alive, Leroy, she said to me, and she would say to everybody that would listen, bro, people that would say, hey, I just feel so defeated. And she would look at them, she would grab them, and she was like, you can't give up till I give up. And if I never give up, you can't give up, right? Shout
Like
out
that.
to Bishop Aretha Elva Nadine Adams Jackson Morton. That is my mama. So what we saw on Saturday was just us living out for 7 hours what we do every single day, right? There was, Leroy, would you agree with that? Like there was really nothing new about Saturday. We just gave people a glimpse into the behind the scenes, the work that we do, and use that as a moment to celebrate.
Yeah, but I think more than that though, bro. I think it gave people hopefully just the an idea of what Remand is all about,
Yeah,
and we'll have to we'll be able to take that footage hopefully and splice it up.
yeah,
Get Brother Prince to splice it up and use
yeah,
excerpts from it,
yeah,
to be able to get people to be able to take it in and
yeah,
to be able to understand this work that we do. Because
yeah,
people, I think a lot of people, and I think we talked about this Saturday. I think a lot of people, they see the end result. They
yeah,
see
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
see
yeah,
people in front of the camera. They see people, enjoying the fruits of their labor, but they don't
yeah,
see the labor.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say that again for y'all. They see the fruits of the labor,
yeah,
but they don't see the labor. And and
yeah,
and and many people, bruh, they want the fruit,
yeah,
but
yeah.
don't want the
Without the
labor.
label, without the label, without question, without question.
you
Yeah.
know, uh,
So
they-
yeah.
Real
Go
quick,
ahead, man.
I think most people, if you ask them, they want to see brothers do well. They want
Yeah,
them to step
yeah,
up, do well, and everything like that. I think most brothers would tell you, yeah, I want to do well. I want to be this. I want to make six figures. I want to do this, do that.
yeah,
Question is, do you want to do the work?
yeah, yeah, for sure. For
You
sure.
know?
That is the question, right? Lala says the panelists were amazing, and hearing them share how they are helping other Black men take care of their families. Great job moderating, LJ. That's my wife's nickname for Leroy, right? Yeah, great job moderating.
Yeah, yeah. We were missing one person that did, or two people that didn't come on camera though. But we ain't gonna say nothing about that though. We ain't gonna say nothing about that
Yeah, get her, man.
though.
She is just really a behind the scenes, and I've grown to learn that about her.
Yeah.
She's just really a behind the scenes. I'd like her on camera a little bit more. She, but she's just a behind the scenes kind of sister. But yeah, she should have been on. It was the 5th year anniversary. Like, just pop on and say hi, right? It's the 5th year anniversary.
Hey, hey, bro. Why, watch this. She probably won't say it, but it would have been funny if she did. She'd be like, "Yeah, I was there at 5:15, but y'all didn't show up."
Because this is what she said later on, right? She said, when I asked her, I said, okay, we're gonna come back on 5:15, or we'll just stay on. She said, no, keep your word and end at 5. This is important. She said, keep this word, right? So Coach, good to see you, man. Coach said, gents, good morning. Be good, eat good, and
Coach,
remember, you cannot out train a bad diet. that diet includes what you put in your mind, without question. It does.
Woo!
It includes what you put in your mind. And so I'm just incredibly excited about Dwight says take notes, catch the replay. So glad to have been a part. And Dwight has really, Leroy, kind of jumped in with both feet, man. I mean, he jumped into the deep end of the pool. He is in one of our programs, the ReManned Intensive, and is also working with us with our Facebook group and all the things that happened on Saturday. He was a major part of that. So I'm just really, really honored and excited with the work that he is doing as well. Black men win here, period. Period. Full stop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, black men win here. So I'd like to kind of go back over some really good moments, and I if Prince is watching, shout out to Prince. He is our assistant. Prince is in Nigeria and is doing a phenomenal work with us as our assistant here inside ReManned. Let's see. We got more things. Michael Norton says, "Good morning, Kings. Listening while working. Good to see you, bruh. Thank you for always listening while working, man. Thank you, Kings, for all that you do. We appreciate that, bruh. I will never give up. Yeah, never give up. So missed you, but we felt you. Lala says, I was in the green room waiting.
Well, see, that's the thing, because you were in the wrong room because we were in the black room.
We was in the black room. She don't know, man. She don't know. Prince is here. Good morning to you, man. Probably afternoon where you are in Nigeria. But thank you, bro. Listen to me. We have been in search for a VA, a virtual assistant, right? For as long as ReManned has been old. And we have literally tried some that didn't work out so well, right? Yeah, it didn't work out so well. And I asked Leroy a very specific kind of person that I wanted. This is an organization that is about black males and for black males, adult black males. So I needed an adult black male. And Leroy said, I got one for you. His name is Prince Solomon. Prince Solomon is phenomenal, right? And so he has I don't know, Leroy, whether you've told him our latest update. It's probably
not yet.
So
Prince,
yeah.
I got something to tell you. I got something to tell you.
Leroy's shaking his head. This is what he does with me. I get a chance to sit at the top of the food chain and say, Leroy, I'm going to piss you off. And I can, piss Leroy off. He does exactly what he just did. He just kind of shakes his head like, all right, doc. Right. And then I can just kind of make fun of it so he can tell Prince. So Prince can be like, what? Right. So it's going to be incredibly, it's going to be interesting to see how Prince swallows the new changes that are literally 2 weeks old. So the changes are probably about 2 weeks old or so. Not 2 weeks old, but 2 weeks from the time that we just implemented some new changes. So we're always looking to grow, always looking to advance, always looking to develop. Credit the visionaries, got baptized into the mission. Yes, sir. Baptized into the vision and the mission. God, I like that.
Yeah, that's what I like that. I like that.
Baptized into the mission. Absolutely, man. Oh, I promise you I'm going to use that again. Oh, I'm going to write that down. That is so true, right? Baptize into the mission. Yeah. So more work to be done, bruh. Absolutely right, man. More work to be done. Great work, but more work to be done. So, Leroy, let's talk about a couple of things, man, as it relates to what happened on Saturday. Um, let's talk about the Division of Child Support Services that was with us.
Mhm.
Ted Murmagos, Darren Price. I have Darren Price's number and email that I'm putting on the screen now. For those of you that were not with us and did not write it down on this past Saturday, here it is. Leroy, here's what was special about the entire day, particularly uh, the Division of Child Support Services. My wife oftentimes, if I even attempt to say, babe, I did a good job with that. She always says this, Leroy, let another man's lips praise you.
Mm.
Right? Don't praise yourself. Let another man's. I said, well, get the praising. Listen, Leroy, you want to tell me what the scripture said? Get the praising, sis. Get the praising. And it reminded me, we talk about all the work that we've done, the significant advancements that we've had, 1,200 licenses restored to non-custodial parents who had their licenses taken because they did not have, their child support issue, right? 1,200. And I think that sometimes when people are on with us, you know how preacher stories are. Preachers inflate stories, right? We there were 17,000 people got saved on Sunday. Right? 17,000 people. And we buy that like for real. And then somebody come with receipts and pictures.
almost almost like your boy that when he talked about some thing he did the other day and he embellished, we'll use that word, how
Yeah,
many people
embellished.
were at his event, and then they showed the footage that they actually used, which was somebody else's footage, and then the actual footage of how many
Right.
people were there.
Right. Yeah, those ain't even the people, right? Um, so when we say that we helped 1,200 people, non-custodial parents, fathers, the majority of which were men and Black men, have their licenses restored, that was confirmed on Saturday, right? That they said, and then they took it up a notch. They say, hey, listen, that is true, but not only is that true, through the work that ReManned has done in partnership with us, we had to go back and look at our whole way of doing things, the
Mm,
systems, the policies that we
mm,
have in place, and we were
mm.
able to restructure, because what I said to them was, hey, this is why now they do an annual audit, kind of air quotes audit, of who is still in the system that needs to be out of the system, right?
Mhm.
Because I said to Ted, I said, Ted, there's something wrong when your system automatically takes a license, but when he is caught up, your system doesn't automatically give it back. Like there's something wrong
Come
with
on
that,
now.
right?
Yep,
And so he's like,
absolutely.
Dr. Morton, I agree. So we have not gotten to the place where they automatically give it back yet,
Mhm.
but we have gotten to the place where at least they are reviewing it more frequently, so that guys whose licenses should be restored are restored, right?
Correct.
Um, Leroy, what was that like for you, man? Just kind of being on, listening to the conversation between Darren Price, Ted Murmurgos, and myself. Like the work that we are doing with policy and really helping men, um, get their child support issues straightened
Yeah.
out in Delaware.
Yeah, yeah, and see, bro, here's the thing. I was I was and I guess I got to hold my head in shame. I was listening to one of those cotton candy podcasts last night. As my bishop says, he says I listen to the good stuff and I listen to the trash. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
for
But
sure.
it gives you. But as I was listening to these folks in this conversation that they were having, the only question that I had, and it made me think, it made me always think about what you say. Does this move the needle?
Absolutely right, bro.
Listening that conversation that was had on Saturday with Child Protective Services, and you mentioned to it, it moves the needle. It didn't fully move the needle as far as
Right.
like you were saying, where the men are automatically
Right.
put back, but it moves the needle to where
Absolutely.
they're doing things that they did not do before. They are
Absolutely.
now doing because of the work that
Absolutely.
Reman is doing with them. It is
Absolutely.
pushing them, moving them to say, you know what? Yeah, we do have some things we need to work on, some
Yeah.
things that we can change. And we ain't saying that we're gonna go in and tell them how to revamp their whole
Yeah. Yeah.
system
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But things make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's how Ted felt. Yeah, you know what? No, that does make sense.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so why can't we do something
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
change that or to move towards the
Yeah.
ultimate goal, which is where it is, it does automatically. That's the full goal.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal. But there are steps that you
Yeah.
got to do in order to be able to get there
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So that that's what I think of that. And like I said, these are conversations, bro. What that conversation that you had with Child Protective Services, please show me where
Child
somebody else
support
is doing that.
service. Child
I'm sorry.
support.
Yeah, child support. Please,
Yeah.
please show me where somebody else is doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That somebody else is partnering with child support is partnering
Yeah.
with child support services that we need to address this issue for
Yeah.
black men.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Absolutely.
nobody else doing that work.
Absolutely. Absolutely right.
Nobody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm so proud because it's hard work. And,
Yeah.
and what everyone should know that is that Saturday just kind of continues to represent um that our stance is real clear. Like when I was talking with Ted and I was sharing with everyone what my stance has been with Ted. Hey, Ted, if there's ever a discrepancy between Division of Child Support Services and a black man, I'm going to stand with that man 100% of the time. So don't act confused. Don't act surprised. Don't go through any of that. Just know and tell your staff and tell your team. He said, Donald, we don't have no problems with that, man. Right? I need black men to feel seen and heard and respected. And so that was just a phenomenal time. Let's talk about this, Leroy. Let's talk about um let's see. What was another moment? I'm gonna give you this moment, and then I want you to think about another moment. This is what Bucci said. Bucci said during my interview with him around the character arc, "Hey, what gets measured gets improved."
Mm,
Right?
mm,
When you don't
mm.
measure a thing, when you don't have metrics, right? What gets measured gets improved. You can't improve something that you don't measure. Go ahead, man.
Nah, bruh. We are at the halfway point. It's halftime, y'all.
Yeah,
And I've been talking about this. This is halftime of 2024.
yeah,
And I'm thinking about at halftime, what do sports teams, basketball, football teams do? At halftime, they go and do an assessment
yeah,
of what they were able to do, what
yeah,
they weren't able to do in the
yeah,
first half of the game.
yeah,
That's what we were able to do.
yeah,
What were we able to do in these first 6 months
yeah,
as Remain? You can't you can't improve on anything if you don't review it,
yeah,
if you don't take a look at it and analyze it and say,
yeah,
yeah, these Ravens, y'all need to hear me. Yeah, y'all need to hear me because y'all didn't do that in the AFC Championship game
yeah,
at halftime. You did not review. You've got to review. You've got to measure. Hey, is it working? Is it not working? What are we doing right? What are we doing? Even the conversation that you had with child support services.
yes,
It There has to be, they have to be willing to say, you know what, yeah, we do need to do an assessment of our processes.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's been brought to our attention. Now we can do this. Same thing with remand. We
yeah,
have to do the same thing.
yes, yes,
You've got to do an assessment. You've got to
yes,
do a measurement.
yes,
Are we doing the things that we're saying we're doing?
yes,
Are we being efficient at what we say we
yeah,
want to do?
yeah,
Or else there will be no improvement.
yeah,
Because you'll
for
think,
sure,
hey, you'll just let it fail,
for
or
sure,
you'll just keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again,
for sure.
expecting a different result. And we all know what that definition is.
Yeah,
That's insanity.
yeah, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
yeah, man, that's a powerful statement, bro.
Yeah,
Powerful statement.
Leroy, what about we talked with Trippy Congo. Trippy
Hmm.
Congo
Hmm.
was and is you saw both professional and personal with us, right?
I love that brother. I
Yeah,
love that
yeah,
brother.
yeah, yeah, right.
That's it.
President
Bet
of
you won't
Wilmington.
bring that mess in the paint no more, will you?
President of Wilmington City Council. We talked with Marcus Henry. Marcus Henry is a candidate for Newcastle County Exec. We talked with the current Newcastle County Exec, which
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
Matt Meyer. He is running for governor. Um, and
Bro, you know some people.
yeah, I know
You
some
know
people.
some people.
I
You
know,
know some people.
yeah. And they got on the phone and online with us. And you mentioned this to everyone. This is not Marla. This is not me patting myself on the back, right? This is me acknowledging that to get gubernatorial candidates on the line, to get
Yeah. Yeah.
county exec, he kind of runs the second largest, he is a small Delaware, right? Newcastle County is the largest county in Delaware. There are only three
Okay.
counties in Delaware.
Okay.
He is the exec over the largest county. Marcus Henry. And to see everyone, Trippy Congo, Wilmington is the largest city, right? In the state. Newcastle County, the largest county in the state. And then we have those that are running for state office. The reason why I mentioned that is we wanted to bring on people and talk to them about what their views were around Black men and the impact having been made upon Black men and the impact Black men can make, right? And we wanted to talk to people who have the potential to move the needle, right?
Correct.
You said it over and over again today. Move the needle, move the needle, move the needle. Like I don't want to be involved in anything that doesn't move the needle. I don't have look, my wife reminded me of this one day, right? I'm 54, you 55, right? And both of us want long life, Leroy. But let's be clear, y'all. I'm on the back end now,
Hmm.
right? I'm on the back end. I don't have time to waste. Right? I don't have a boatload of time to BS and he and haw haw and giggle and shits and giggles. Like I don't have that. I don't have that time. I've got time to transform the character of individual Black men and the institutions that impact them. Yesterday, we talked about talked to the institutions that impact Black men. Leroy, how important was it? How powerful was it to sit down and talk with powerful elected officials in a state? And that is what our desire is, to be nationwide until we have a seat at the table, even at the White House cabinet, right? Like that's the goal, right? To do it on local levels, but to also have presidents pick up the phone and call Donald Morton, to call Leroy McKenzie, say, we know that you guys are in this fight for adult Black males. Tell us what
Hmm.
we can do. What are some of the ways in which we can reach them? What are some of the ways in which we can support them? I think yesterday was a glimpse into the importance of doing that work. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, and that's it, man, because you need in this space, you need, and I talk about the pillars of the community all the time. I talk about the family, education, government, business, and the church. You need leadership that is present from each of those
Yeah,
pillars. This
yeah,
was that government sector that you had on here Saturday was absolutely phenomenal. These were men that you had on that understood the vision of Remain. They
yeah,
understood the vision that government plays in being able to give black men their voice, to be able to
yeah,
be seen, be heard, and respected.
yeah,
Ever, I don't ever want to hear anyone in a political official say what you said, that lady said to you, the council person, or whoever she was, that said to you years ago when you asked her what was the agenda, what was their agenda for black men, and she said, we don't have one.
we don't have one.
I don't ever want to hear that come from any politician. That should never come from a politician's lips, ever.
Yeah,
And but I also understand too that it's not up to them to have the agenda. It is up to us to have the agenda and to be able to talk to folks like you had on Saturday, and be able to speak with them and say, let's sit down. Let's talk about what these issues are,
yeah,
and what not just the issues are, what are the solutions?
yes,
Not just coming talking about issues. We're coming with solutions. We're coming
yes,
with answers to these problems,
yes,
because that's what Reman is here for. We're here to solve the problems
yes,
for black adult men,
yes,
plain and
yeah,
simple.
yeah,
In the family realm, in the educational realm, in the government realm, in the business realm, that's what we're here for.
yeah,
So having those men come, that is powerful.
yeah,
Was powerful because we know, and people can see
yeah,
that there are men and women in positions that do want to make change, that want to
yeah,
be a part of change for
yeah,
black men. They're not just talking about it. They're not just around, as we talked a little bit Saturday,
yeah,
during election season.
yeah,
They're not just around then. They want to have a presence throughout their entire, administrative, office tenure.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, man. And I I, I want to throw out a couple of big 10-cent words, right? 10-cent words, but they're long words, but their meanings are 10-cent words, right? There's a difference between being anthropologically black, right? You and I are anthropologically black. We are black people. There's a difference between anthropologically being black and ontologically being black. An ontological blackness means I have the properties of blackness, the mindset of blackness, right? It's possible to be anthropologically black and be ontologically white. And it's also possible to be anthropologically white and ontologically black. One of those people that I just love, his name is Tim Wise. Tim Wise is
Mm,
anthropologically white, but he is ontologically black, right? He's in the
mhm,
struggle with
mhm,
black people.
mhm,
And what I
mhm,
listened for yesterday that I think came out with particularly with Matt Meyer, candidate for governor, is he understands the struggle,
mhm,
right? At a very basic level. He can't understand it like you and I with the lived experiences that you and I have. But the
mhm.
fact that he's been to Africa, the fact that he speaks Swahili, he says some words yeah, I was like, yes,
Yeah,
hey,
he was speaking Swahili. Yeah.
yeah, right. Um, that is what we are looking for when we ask the question, Leroy. that I want you to talk about this a bit. When we asked the question, um, about who we support, right? And when we ask the question about asking questions around what are your plans for adult Black men? And when we're looking at these different debates, right, on the
Hmm.
federal
Hmm.
level for president and whatever, I need us to see ourselves in the responses. Look for yourself in the responses of the people. Look for yourself in their responses on the debate stage. Look for yourself in their responses in their messaging. Like, look for the responses. And I think um, all of them yesterday did a great job at allowing us to see the importance of Black men and this work in their responses. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And it's important, like we were saying, that it's not just this struggle that we're in. It's not just about us, understanding the issues, but we also need advocates that will fight on our behalf as well for our struggle. That understand it and say, you know what? Yeah, this ain't right. And I'm going to be a part of it because it's not right.
Yeah,
And I see the impact that I can have and others like me can have because I'm in that fight with
yeah,
them. So
yeah.
yeah, so that's a part of what was shown Saturday as well too. I
Yeah,
believe.
it
Yeah.
just a phenomenal day, man.
Mhm.
For the last couple of moments, Leroy, let's talk about what the path forward is. What is the agenda? You just mentioned a moment ago that we've got to have an agenda, and our agenda for everyone that is watching is represented in the three domains of what we believe should be addressed, right? That there that we have an agenda to make sure that financial literacy um, is in every Black male household, right? Financial literacy is important. We have a coach. We have a couple of financial coaches, but Lou Rosado, who is the absolute greatest, man. I just love that brother. He's just absolute greatest. Lou Rosado is our head financial coach at ReManned. Um, we have, so that is on the agenda. Financial literacy is on the agenda, right? Making sure that financial literacy is even in schools, right? Because it rung true that by the time a young man graduates from high school or doesn't graduate from high school, he is grotesquely behind if we don't address those educational areas, right? So education is an important part of what's on our agenda as well. Although we spend less time with elementary schools and high schools, we do talk about trades and we do talk about other, uh, being in college as adult males, getting your GED if you're an adult male and you don't have it. Like, education is important. So we do have as a part of our agenda education. We do have as a part of our agenda dealing with health and wellness, dealing with prostate cancer, and how to pour money into prostate cancer awareness and helping every brother to be able to address prostate cancer. We do have family on our agenda. How are men treated with regard to child support, right? Um, what are we doing as a country politically with regard to policy, and then personally? What are we doing as a country that would make it uh, more attractive for men to marry, right? And stay with their families and to raise their kids, right? So some Leroy talks all the time about the fact that, hey, brothers, don't let anything kick you out your house. You got to do what's necessary to kind of rock, right? That's the character that we teach men. But we also want to talk to the character of institutions like government that make it more attractive for a brother not to be in the house, right? So we want to talk about that. Um, and then we want to talk, we have on our agenda wealth building, business building. Our primary goal, while we celebrate brothers who have 9 to 5s, what we understand is when a guy comes out of jail, um, right, that he oftentimes will not be hired. He oftentimes his felony. We ain't gonna get into that. We got into that on Saturday. I'm gonna rush past it before Leroy puts his eyes up because he gonna want to talk about it, right? The felony prohibits him from having a job and being hired. You got to check the box,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, but nobody has to check the box when you start your own. And those of you brothers that are on the block right now, let me tell you something. I salute you. I hate your product, but I love your drive. I love your business acumen. I hate your product though. Like you selling poison that hurt our people. I hate that. But I understand that really on the inside of you, when you say, hey man, I'm not gonna go work for pennies, what you're really saying is that you're an entrepreneur at spirit. And we have place for you inside ReManned to help you grow. And then we have, as a part of our agenda, making sure that the political landscape, dealing with policy, dealing with all those kinds of things are part of what we address as well. So we have 9 points that we deal with in our Black male agenda. We are not just over here twiddling our thumbs. We come to the table with what should be done. We come to the table with solutions to the challenges that we are seeing being in the lived experiences of adult Black males every single day. Um,
Hey, bro, real quick
yes, sir.
for you, can you give me those nine again? Because I only got seven. I'm sorry, I must have missed. I must
Well,
have missed.
I didn't talk
Can,
about two of them.
oh, okay, okay, okay.
I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
talk about our philanthropic responsibility, which is under
Gotcha.
wealth
Okay.
building, right? It's under wealth building. It's also under business. And I didn't talk about fun and leisure. I didn't talk about our commitment to making sure that brothers have um, healthy ways and outlets of enjoyment, right? Because a lot of times what we have discovered inside ReManned is that brothers work real hard. And because we've been always taught to break our backs in working, that one of the challenges Black men have is we don't know how to relax. And it is a part of the health challenge that Black men have because we work 12, 18 hours a day. And then we go to another job, we get 2 hours of sleep, and we call that manhood. Your body can't support that long term. So because we know that, we also teach inside ReManned and want to codify that with regard to policy, how to have healthy ways for a man to have outlet other than smoke weed and drink on a corner. Yeah, we don't. As a king, you got to do what's necessary to protect your body, not destroy it. And weed keeps you inebriated, keeps you high. Alcohol keeps you high, right? I ain't gonna give up my weed. Hey, bro, do you? I'm just saying, while your eyes are bloodshot and closed, there are deals being done that you can't even fathom being done because you so inebriated. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what's happening out here, right? So those are the 9 areas that we deal with, that we are developing an agenda and policy around. And then we are also going to be measuring all of the candidates against these things. What is your policy on health and wellness for men? What is your plan? Do you have a plan as it relates to prostate cancer? Do you have a plan as it relates to financial literacy? Do you have a plan as it relates to entrepreneurial development? Do you have a plan as it relates to family, right? And making sure we reintroduce that Black men go home. Do you have a plan? Or does what you propose serve as impediments? So it's not just whether or not they have a plan to promote it, it's whether or not their plans impede it. I need y'all to hear me. Let me say that again for the people in the back. That's Leroy quote, right? I want to make sure not only do they have a plan to promote the things we just said, those 9 things that we just said, do they have a plan that doesn't impede it? Because if your plan impedes, right, health and wellness for Black men, because you are giving licenses to the hood for everybody to have a liquor store on every corner, but you ain't got a gym nowhere around. You ain't got a grocery store nowhere around, but you got liquor stores on every corner. You don't want to teach financial literacy in school, but you want to allow check cashing places in the hood on every corner. You don't want to give, banks don't want to give second chances to people who have bad credit problems, but you want to promote check. No. It's not just a matter of whether or not you promote it, whether your plan promotes the healthy living of Black men. It's whether or not your plan impedes the healthy living of Black men. Yeah, yes, sir, brother Dwight. So Leroy, we got about 4 minutes, man. 3 for you. Let me give those last 3 minutes to you. Speak on any of the things I just spoke about, and we'll wrap it up for the day.
No, the people got to understand that this is ReManned is coming with an agenda, y'all. We're coming with a vision, with a mission and a purpose, and the thing that Donald just ran off. This is what ReManned is about. This is what Saturday was about, to give you just a glimpse of the things and the people that we're working with. So you can see this ain't just talk, y'all. This ain't just saying we doing things. We brought for real people
Right.
on here
Right.
that are moving and can move the needle.
Right.
So yeah, y'all know where y'all can go if you're looking for the Cotton Candy Podcast. That's not what we're about here at ReManned. So, brothers, if you're looking for an organization that has specifically the issues that you deal with as a adult Black man, you need to connect with ReManned.
Yeah.
Not today, yesterday. You
Yeah.
need to pick up the phone, shoot an email, DM, whatever it is you need to do to get connected. And that's those that want to be a part of it and those that want to partner with us. We're
Yeah.
always looking for partners to be able to do the things that we're trying to do, because we ain't doing this. We can't do this alone.
Yeah. That's
We
right.
can't do this by ourselves.
That's right.
So all of these things that we talked about that he just listed, financial literacy, education, health, and wellness, all of it, we need help in each and every single one of these sectors.
Yep.
So if that's your lane, hey, give us a call.
Yep.
What can we do? I was on the phone yesterday, bro, and I'd helped. It was a business associate of mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd helped him with some book stuff. And he was like, "Man, what can I do for you?" He's like, "What do you need?" You know what I told him? I said, "Bro, I said I have a gala coming up in October that I want to send you information on. I want you to be one of the media sponsors for it, because I know the word needs to get out for it.
Yeah.
That's what you can do for me."
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the things that we need to be that we need to be conscious of. Whatever lane you in, I'm sure we can find a way that it fits into what we're doing.
Yeah.
And brothers, if you call yourself a leader, if you call yourself a man,
Yeah.
and you want to advance yourself as a man in your life, your leadership, and your legacy, yeah, come holler at your boys. Just don't yell. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I love when you say that. I'll let you.
I know. I love it when he said it too, because that's why I picked it up. I just love that. Holler at your boy. Just don't yell. That's all we saying. Because we got work to do.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got work to do, and we're serious about this work. And we need all because we want to make life better for each and every brother. Donald always said he going when he taking his last breath, his last word is gonna be remain.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Without question. So I need every single brother today. Connect with us. Go to our private Facebook group. Look for ReManned, the Mecca for Black businessmen with families. We are really a robust, comprehensive organization that deals with every part of your life, not just one part of your life. We deal with the whole pie. There's a difference between having a slice of pie that's good and the whole pie being good. We bring a
Absolutely.
comprehensive solution to the problem, right? And so we're excited that you guys are a part. Listen, Leroy's got to go, and I got to go as well. We love and respect y'all, but we're out of here. We will talk with you guys real soon. Here we go.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton. Dr. Donald Morton is an award-winning social entrepreneur known for his innovative social solutions.
Based on this fatherhood and manhood issue in droves, in incredibly large numbers. And I felt it necessary for someone to have a voice like yourself to do the work of restoring men in our society. And I've been doing that work ever since.
His latest solution is expressed as the CEO of ReManned.
So ReManned, the nonprofit, is about helping brothers that are coming out of prison, brothers that are dealing with child support, brothers that are the most marginalized of our communities, helping them with their character and the institutions that impact them. And then the LLC, our for-profit arm, is really attempting to address the CEOs and CFOs and entrepreneurs and people like that say, look, I got issues too as a black man. My issues are a bit different because I'm in the C-suite. And how it plays out in the C-suite is very different than how it plays out on the block and those brothers that are coming out of re-entry. But here's a deal. All of us the same, for real, for real.
Dr. Morton is the former executive director of the Complexities of Color Coalition. As executive director of the coalition, he worked to congregate Wilmington, Delaware's African American community in order to create comprehensive strategy to influence institutions, policies, and laws. Dr. Morton has over 25 years of experience in African American community leadership. ReManned is deeply personal. While he's glad that thousands of men are on this journey with him, it was started because he needed liberation. He was broken and bound, and he was fighting to put his life back together after divorce, infidelity, business challenges, bankruptcy, and a life destroyed by being the worst liar ever. Yes, Dr. Morton was a liar until he faced himself and proved his signature science, the character arc. Then and only then was he ready to lead men to learn and live the science of being remanned.
The ReManned Project is a coaching and consulting firm specializing in personal and leadership development for adult black males, seeking to break the vicious cycle of missed potential so that they themselves transform their personal lives, their sense of leadership to their families, and their legacies that they want to leave for business and culture. We destroy this cycle on two fronts. We confront both the institution and the individual. We address the institution because, according to the statistics, black males are under assault and are targeted for extinction in ways that their white counterparts are not. We are over-incarcerated and under-educated. There are systems in place, political systems, media systems, and religious systems that serve as intentional, or some say unintentional, barriers to the black male's advancement. As a result, we work to raise public awareness about issues confronting black males, promote healthy and positive images about black males, curate spaces to share information and resources about programs, services, and support for black males, support knowledge creation and dissemination around these issues, and provide a forum for black males to both speak and act for themselves. We address the individual black male because we cannot avoid personal responsibility. We are now overmothered and underfathered. We make bad social choices, and we avoid responsibility for getting ourselves out from under the social plight that we face. We will develop the moral compass and character necessary to face the adverse realities that are faced in everyday life. We live by the premise that even that which is not our fault is still our responsibility. In 2019, we answered the call to transform the culture one man at a time. Our society, our families, and men in particular, are in a state of crisis. And the goal of the ReManned Project is to curate the largest, strongest, and dopest community of black males in the entire world. We then create awareness and action against the institutional and individual impediments that exist against the foundation of our culture and overall society, which is the black male.